Okay, we got a special video today. As you all may or may not have noticed, there's been a growing community of, well, citizens who feel that they're somehow above the law that the rest of us have to obey. They repeatedly break the law, they repeatedly come under fire for it. Now at this point you're probably asking, holy shit, Derp, how can I be like these guys? Well, dumbass, calm down a minute and I'll tell you. Jesus, bunch of impatient pricks. Okay, so basically in this video I'm going to take a moment to go through a simple 5-step program that you can use to become a sovereign citizen. And then after that we're going to take a look at a few videos together and discuss what these citizens did wrong and how they can improve their sovereign game and increase their chance of beating the system. That said, on with the video.
1!
Okay, it's vitally important that you skim read a few law books. The reason for this is words. You're going to want to be able to use as much legal vernacular as possible when dealing with the police, lawyers, and judges. The reason for this is simple. While knowing, upholding, and enforcing the law may be their job, and what they have trained or spent years in school for, a little known fact is that when the everyday layman starts spouting off legal sounding bullshit, it will scare them. It frightens them to their very core. They will be stunned, left in shock, and they may even defecate themselves on the spot. If you can focus fire a little legal sounding jargon at the judge in court, you're basically guaranteed to get off scot-free. Also, it's very important that you don't actually learn any real law in the process, as you don't want anything to dissuade you from continuing on the path of being a sovereign citizen. And any actual law knowledge might wake you from the imaginary world that you're trying to build around yourself. So be sure to just skim, get the words, but don't get the content.
2!
Be sure to intentionally break the law and do so often. The more you can force the police into a standoff, where you are then given the opportunity to shout at them about your rights, the better. The more cops know about you, the better. Before you know it, they'll fear you. They'll stop pulling you over altogether. They'll even be too afraid to pull over anyone else on the off chance they may also be an idiot. I mean, a sovereign citizen. So remember, you are above the law. DUI, spousal abuse, speeding, anything goes for you.
3!
Attitude. Be sure that once the officer has pulled you over for whatever violation you chose to commit, that you are generally snotty to them. Make sure you speak with an air of confidence. Talk down your nose at them. It's also customary to only lower your window approximately 2 inches. This way you're creating a barrier of protection in between yourself and the offending officer. It has been scientifically proven in a double-blind study that if police stop you for speeding, or drinking and driving, or what the fuck ever, a window is sufficient protection to stop the police from detaining you. The crystalline structure of the glass is like kryptonite to a cop, and they will be unable to bypass it to get to you.
You rolling up on my window?
I am asking you for your supervisor
Opportunity to read. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa.
Also, it's rude, and it's just one more example of your disrespect for them as a person and for law in general. So remember, windows up for your safety.
4!
Educate the mindless police. Be sure you repeatedly tell them what they are and are not allowed to do. Tell them what does and does not constitute laws that you are willing to follow and laws that you're not willing to follow. Inform them repeatedly that there is a difference in driving and in transit. If you're driving your personal car, then they cannot pull you over. If you're driving your own car, they can't pull you over because it's not driving. Well, fuck. Wait, hold on a sec. Okay, because that's transit. Okay, so if they pull you over and it's your car, then it's transit. But if someone else, so if a company owns the car, then it's commercial and you're driving. But if it's a personal car, that means, okay, I don't even really know. So it's just a bunch of retarded shit, and it'll confuse them. Just say a bunch of retarded shit, confuse the shit out of them. They're gonna shit their pants, and then arresting you will be the least of their concerns.
5!
Lastly, you'll want partners. You'll want witnesses and friends. Make sure you have your spouse and your children in the car with you while you're driving under the influence. And at a bare minimum, at least one recording device with a full charge and plenty of space for video. The video recording will help others learn from your experiences, and having the spouse and children with you will make the police think twice about causing a scene in front of the kids and the old lady. The police know that when they taser your nuts in front of your kids, the kids could be left with PTSD. Now remember, they know they're wrong, and they would never lock you away and send your kids off to foster care for this nonsense. So make sure that you endanger So make sure that you use your kid... No, that's not what I mean. Make sure... Keep your kids safe and with you at all times. Yeah, that. So basically, now that you know every single thing that you need to know about being a sovereign citizen, let's take a moment and look at a few videos that other citizens have recorded and posted. This way we can see what they did wrong and how we can help you avoid being in those types of situations yourself.
But we told you he's an Article 4 free inhabitant, so he does not have to have a license. This is on recording. Article 4, free inhabitant, pursuant to the Articles of Confederation. You can look it up. It's in the United States Book of Codes. It is your laws you have to follow.
Okay, this is a perfect example. What she's doing here is absolutely right. Yell a bunch of legal-sounding nonsense that doesn't have to make any sense. They don't know. They're cops. They know nothing about the law. Just make sure that it sounds official and shout it, because when you shout and you sound official, they immediately cower. There is no way this girl could ever get arrested because she has already one-upped them.
How you doing?
I'm good, officer. How are you?
Good. Need to see your license and insurance, please.
Ah, see? He started off to a good start. Remember, 2 inches. Don't roll the window down any further than 2 inches. This cop will be unable to get to him to taser him, to spray him with pepper spray, or to otherwise assault his person. He is completely safe behind that glass barrier.
So I need to see your driver's
speeding
license.
a crime?
Yes, it is. I need to see your license and proof of insurance, sir.
Okay, as you can see here now, he's testing the water, if you will. He's asking the cop if the cop actually knows the law. So... that's a good move on his part. Test the water a little bit. Test the cop. See if the cop knows the law. Is speeding a crime? Ask him. Find out if he knows.
Can you prove that I'm driving?
Sir, I need to see your license and proof of insurance.
Am I driving?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm not. I'm traveling.
Ah, see? Perfect example. Now that he's tested the water, he's got the cop a little bit on the offensive. Cop doesn't really know where he stands now. He proves to the cop that he's not driving. He's traveling. See?
Opportunity to read. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay, so maybe this one cop, maybe he's got some kind of temporary immunity to the crystalline structure in the glass that we spoke about earlier, so... Okay, maybe not all cops are scared of glass. Okay, maybe this cop has an immunity, but most cops won't break your window to get to you. No matter what you've done wrong, the window will stop most cops.
Oh, this is police brutality.
I'm fixing
Stop.
to tase
This
you.
is police brutality.
I'm fixing
I
to
haven't
tase
done
you.
anything. Ah! Ah!
This is a fucking... Okay, so... Okay, he did good. He did good. Okay, so... So what he did wrong here was when the cop busted the window, he should have immediately went on the offensive and attacked the cop. That would have stopped the cop from hitting him with the taser and he would have been okay. When the cop... Oh, am I fucking kidding? This dude. Oh, these fucking sovereign citizens. Fucking retards.
I come in peace.
Wait, what? I think he's... Okay, I see what happened. He's actually got confused. See what he does? He's... also an alien on his off time, and sometimes he's a sovereign citizen when he's in transit, not driving, mind you, in transit, but when he's at other times he's an alien, and he's seemed to have gotten himself confused a little bit. He comes in peace, but you know, he's okay. He hasn't started off wrong. He just kind of made a little blunder, but he can still recover from this.
Because I can smell marijuana coming from this vehicle. Do you understand that?
Do you comprehend
I
Article?
have a lawful reason to get you out of the vehicle.
You do not.
Yes, open up the vehicle.
No. I would like to see your supervisor. I want to see what kind of crime. Are you violating my space? Are you kidding me? Help! 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 I do not consent! I do not consent! Help! Help! I do not consent!
Okay, in this clip there's a couple of things to take note of. First of all, notice the kid. Very wise. Bring your kid with you when you're going to commit crime. Bring your children. That way the cops won't mess with you. And secondly, what he does is very intelligent. He says, I do not consent. Now, a little known fact, if the cops are arresting you, simply tell them you don't want to go to jail and they have to stop arresting you. It's that simple.
You're gonna assault him?
Are you assaulting me? Are you assaulting me?
You're assaulting him. We deny consent.
Help!
Yes!
Another good cop-out, if you don't mind the pun, is always cry assault. That you'll notice a lot of people do this. When the cop begins the arrest procedure, scream assault. Tell the cop that you don't appreciate having your nuts grabbed on, or tell the cop that he's breaking your arm, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Make sure the cop knows that you have been assaulted so that he has to arrest himself. Cops are required to do that. If they begin an arrest procedure on you and you tell them that you're pressing charges, that they've assaulted you, they have to stop what they're doing and arrest themselves.
You're gonna get tased if you don't step
You're
out.
gonna get tased.
In this case, the cops gave him fair warning. They did say, you're going to get tased, you're going to get tased. Several times they warned him, but he knows better. He knows better because the cops are in the wrong here. They have done everything wrong to this point, and also he brought his kids with him. The cops are obviously not going to tase him in front of his children. That would be ridiculous. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Okay, so maybe they will tase you in front of your children. Hey, I've been known to make mistakes, so just bear with me on this.
Stop it! I have been assaulted with a tase gun!
Get out of the car.
You're trying to attack my nuts! That is not proper use of that device!
Okay, a little advice for this guy in this situation and anybody else that in the future may get their nuts tasered by the police. There's a little insider information here. If you get a athletic cup to protect your nuts, but it's got to be a specific kind. You can't just get just any old cup to wear to keep your nuts from getting tasered. It's got to be a very specific kind. It needs to be made of either copper or gold. It can't have any kind of padding to it or insulation of any form, and it must be made of copper or gold. The copper or the gold plating or covering, or, you know, if the whole device is made of copper or gold, that's great. That's the best. But the copper will absorb the electricity from the taser. So as the cop's tasering you in the nuts, you'll be completely unaffected. The copper or the gold device will actually absorb all of that electricity and not allow it to distribute through your body. So you will be completely safe and your nuts will be unharmed.
Call the lawyer right now!
Which one?
Aha, see, there's another good point to make in this. He says, call the lawyer right now. And she responds with, which one? That's proof that they have multiple lawyers on standby in the event that the cops do unrightfully arrest them. Now, we have to assume that this has probably happened before because, let's face it, these guys are probably fucking douchebags. So they have multiple lawyers on standby in the event that this happens to them. That's very smart. If you're going to be a douchebag, if you're going to be a sovereign citizen, make sure you have multiple lawyers on standby.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. As a man, what right do you have to stop another man?
Now we're calling in to question the police officer's manhood. As a man, what right do you have to stop another man? Very good. He's starting off strong.
Did you realize in the state of Texas that speeding in and of itself is not illegal?
And keeping up the good start with another strong follow-up, telling the cop what is and is not against the law. Remember, cops know nothing about the law. It's their job to enforce it, not know it. So, right off the bat, he started off strong, he's insulted the cop, and now he's telling the cop what is and what is not lawful. This is a great start to getting out of this situation without having to worry about jail time or abuse or any kind of bodily harm.
It is the the attorney general, not the attorney general, but the prosecutor. Yeah, the DA.
Let me see your driver's license.
Oh, damn. Okay, he had a good strong start, but then he started to falter a little bit. You gotta be quick. You gotta know your fucking comments before you fucking start stumbling on them. You gotta know what you're gonna say and just pop it off. 1, 2, 3. Right in the cop's face. Never give him a chance to breathe. Just spout off your legal jargon, your bullshit as fast as possible, and it's got to sound legitimate. You can't stumble like this, or they'll start to regain their composure. And once that happens, you could catch yourself in trouble in a hurry.
So the DA is the one that stated on page 19 that speeding in and of itself is not a crime.
Sir, I need
it
to
is
see your
not
driver's
illegal.
license and proof-
Okay, he's trying to recover now. The recovery is starting to look decent, but he needs to get strong. He needs to get strong with his comments. He needs to get strong with his defense and start throwing out those legal terms quickly, or that cop's gonna fucking recover and then it's over for him.
Insurance,
The
please.
traffic code states that all traffic laws are for people operating a commercial vehicle. I am not operating a commercial vehicle. This is not a commercial vehicle. I am not operating a commercial vehicle at all.
Sir, let me see
I
your
do
driver's
not have
license
to
and
have
insurance.
a commercial vehicle. I do not have to operate it with a license with a commercial vehicle or anything like that.
Oh man, that was fucking flawless. Excellent recovery. He has pulled back from the brink, and now the cop is basically stalled. There's nothing the cop can do. He's stuck. He's completely at a loss. At this point, the cop will obviously just say, "You're absolutely right, sir. My apologies for pulling you over. I thought that speeding was against the law, but you're right. Speeding is in fact legal. Speeding is legal. And I also did not know that you were not in fact driving, you were traveling. So I've learned a lot today. My apologies for detaining you. Be on your way, sir."
I am asking you for your supervisor.
Oh, shit. So, I was on the YouTube, looking at cat videos and shit, and I stumbled across this little gem. Spoiler alert, it's more Sovereign Citizen bullshit, but it's very devious in how it's made. It starts off feeling like a 90s TV news report, you know, in order to lend credulity to the content. And it doesn't just slap you in the face with Sovereign Citizen beliefs, it starts off slow, and then it eases into the idiocy. You know, so not to lose the viewer, it's insidious. Okay, so I'll just shut up and start this clip.
A sobering study of the signed treaties and charters between Britain and the United States exposes a shocking truth.
Lol, what? See what I mean? Sobering study? Let's be real for a minute. We all know there was no study. There's no sobering truth exposed. I mean, even in their attempts to keep it vague in the beginning, they can't help but use these conspiracy keywords like study, sobering, and truth.
The United States has always been, and still is, a British Crown colony.
What? Holy shit. Surely one of the hundreds of thousands of political figures, lawyers, and government officials would have caught this little mix-up by now, right? Right? Idiot.
King James I was famous not for just changing the Bible into the King James Version, but for signing the First Charter of Virginia in 1606. That charter granted America's British forefathers a license to settle and colonize America.
Yeah, he also signed the second and third as well. What's the point?
The charter also guaranteed that future kings and queens of England would have sovereign authority over all the citizens and colonized land in America stolen from the Indians.
Not exactly. Close enough though, right?
After America declared its independence from Great Britain, the Treaty of 1783 was signed. That treaty specifically identifies the King of England as the Prince of the United States and contradicts the belief that America won the War of Independence.
No, it doesn't. Idiot. The Treaty of 1783, or the Treaty of Paris, was signed by the representatives of King George III for Britain and the representatives of the United States of America on September 3rd, 1783. It ended the American Revolutionary War. Britain acknowledged the United States to be sovereign and independent. The treaty set boundaries between the British Empire and the new country. Details included fishing rights and restoration of property and prisoners of war. Only one article of this treaty, which is the legal underpinning of the United States' existence as a sovereign country, remains in force today.
Although King George III of England gave up most of his claims over his American colonies, he kept his right to continue receiving payment for his business venture of colonizing America.
No, he didn't. He really didn't. Where do you fuckers dig this shit up from?
If America had really won the War of Independence, they would never have agreed to pay debts and reparations to the King of England.
Well, we didn't. At least not as far as I can find. I don't recall ever hearing about this in history class. I did a quick search. I found literally nothing about this. There is no official record of the US paying debts and reparations to the king, at least not that I can find. There are about a dozen or so sovereign citizen websites that make this claim, but nothing official. And even if we had decided to pay the king for damages done, how in the hell does that make us not an independent nation? We paid debt and reparations for other countries. Germany paid debts and reparations for World War II. That doesn't make them not a sovereign nation.
When Congress passed the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, the U.S. President was made subservient to the King of England.
Okay, here we go. So, for those that don't know, the Sovereign Citizen movement has been attacking the 13th Amendment and various other slavery-related amendments since before there was an internet to bitch about it on. The origins of the movement were white men. It was basically race role in America. They felt, or at least they claimed like they believed, that the 13th Amendment didn't actually elevate slaves to a freeman status, but in fact lowered the whites to a slave status, or some such nonsense. At any rate, the sovereign citizen movement has been making absurd claims and trying to undermine all of the amendments that have anything to do with slavery. You can read all about the Constitution at www.loc.gov. At any rate, this is where the sovereign citizen shit starts to get thick.
The 13th Amendment is called the Title of Nobility Amendment and forbids U.S. presidents and their officials from using royal titles like king or prince or baron.
Again, you're wrong. The Titles of Nobility Amendment was never ratified. Therefore, it's not an amendment. It was proposed twice, in 1812 and 1816. It never got enough votes to be ratified. It would strip United States citizenship from any citizen who accepted a title of nobility from a foreign country.
For some mysterious reason, the 13th Amendment, which was ratified in 1810, no longer appears on current copies of the Constitution.
Yeah, it actually does. And it's readily accessible on the internet for any sovereign idiot out there who wants to go read it. What doesn't exist on the Constitution is the Titles of Nobility bit, which was never actually a part of it to begin with. It was never ratified. This is the kind of insidious misinformation that you can come to expect from sovereign citizen idiots.
America's blood-soaked War of Independence against the British bankrupted America and turned its citizens into permanent debt slaves of the king.
Oh, Jesus tap dancing Christ. Now we're onto the debt slave bullshit. Well, first of all, it didn't bankrupt America, and secondly, this video has yet to provide a single shred of any actual evidence for these claims that they make. It's just lame sovereign citizen conspiracy prattle.
1 century later, a corrupt U.S. Congress committed the biggest theft in world history. They passed Paul Warburg's Federal Reserve Act in 1913, handing over America's gold and silver reserves and total control of America's economy to the Rothschild banksters.
Okay, I have no desire to talk about the Rothschild, Federal Reserve, or banking in general. That's all standard issue conspiracy theory shit. Any conspiracy theory is going to touch on the Rothschild because it's a hot topic. It's the Federal Reserve, all that shit. It lends well to their stupid fucking theories, and they love to talk about it. I don't really know why.
Most U.S. citizens believe that the United States is a country and that the president is the most powerful man on earth.
Well, yeah. I mean, most do believe that the U.S. is a country. I expect a lot believe that. I don't think anyone with any idea of how the political system here works would think that the president's the most powerful man on earth. But what's the point of this?
The United States is not a country. It is a corporation. And the president is president of the corporation of the United States.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. And now it's the corporation bullshit. Well, at least the idiot waited till the end of the video to start the corporation bullshit. If she had started with that, she would have lost 90% of her viewers before she got in 30 seconds.
Since the United States is a corporation, who owns the corporation of the United States? Like Canada and Australia, whose leaders are prime ministers of the Queen, and whose land is called Crown Land, the United States is just another crown colony.
And then she closes it off by comparing us to Canada and Australia. Well, first of all, those two countries are not colonies of the king. They are independent nations. The sovereign citizen movement likes to use a lack of knowledge on behalf of the viewer to sell a product. The product is typically legal packages that they claim you can use to separate yourself from your straw man, which is ultimately more nonsense. Anyhow, I just stumbled across this ridiculous video and I thought I would comment a little on its idiocy and share it with you guys. Also, I know it's been a while since I've uploaded. We now have a little derplet crying all the time and being a general annoyance. Soon enough, we'll be moving. Should have a dedicated room for the video stuff at some point, which means I won't have to be quiet or I can't record due to noise. In theory, it should be leaps and bounds better, and we should be able to get back to a regular video upload schedule, maybe a month or two from now. We'll see. Anyhow, thanks for watching this video. What's worse than a flat earther? A sovereign citizen flat earther. What's worse than a sovereign citizen flat earther? A conspiracy theorist sovereign citizen flat earther. And what's worse than a conspiracy theorist sovereign citizen flat earther? A quantum healing conspiracy theorist sovereign citizen flat earther. And what's worse than that? Well, I would say Hitler, but Hitler never claimed he had a PhD in metaphysical science. And I present to you Dr. Reverend Druana Wales. This dumpster fire of a woman covers the gambit. If you can think up some batshit crazy idea, she is a proponent and likely sells it as a product. From the straw man sovereign citizen scheme, to the Loch Ness monster, to claiming she can cure cancer with, her thoughts, or something. This train wreck does it all, knows it all, preaches it all, and sells it all. Now, rumor has it she's wanted by the FBI, and that she's been caught at least twice before scamming people out of their money. It's the standard sovereign citizen scam, where she offers some magical legal package, which they can then file with the federal government, and the government will send them billions of dollars, never make them pay taxes again or whatever. That's sovereign citizen bullshit. So some poor fuckwit will buy her package and then file it, and then get in a heap of shit for filing these bullshit documents. She's skipped around in the US for a while, and as I said, rumor has it she became an FBI interest. She has since left the country, and I believe she's in Scotland at the moment. Something else to note, she homeschools her kids. And I don't particularly care if children are homeschooled, assuming it's done correctly. However, she brainwashes them. She teaches them all about the reptilian aliens taking over our world governments. She has them believing she's some kind of spiritual leader. But since she's left the US, there's not a lot Human Services can do about it. I know at least a few people have reported her to the Department of Human Services in regard to her kids. And if I know it, then she knows it. So it's unlikely she'll come back to the US anytime soon. Good. So anyways, let's just take a moment here and look at some of her teachings.
You know, one of my god brother, sorry.
What the fuck is a god brother? You know what? Never mind. Just go on.
Who's part of my elay. Turns out that he was there during my initiation, which I'm pretty excited, and he has been a student of ours with Illuminating Minds since April of last year. So I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. And I had no idea.
So you're fucking him out of his money too.
Finding out about the Sandy Hook thing might be a big time scam after all.
You know what really pisses me off about the conspiracy community? I'm okay with it in that people can question the government. They can question, anything. Question everything. Be skeptical. But when you take an event where people died, where we know for a fucking fact people died, and then you try to write that off as a government cover-up, a false flag, or what the fuck ever fucking terminology they're using now. It's shitting on the graves of the people that died in this event. Sandy Hook was a bad thing, and children, undeserving children, lost their lives. And people like this fucking cuntbag are gonna go and say that it was a false flag, a cover-up, a conspiracy, that it didn't happen, children didn't die. It makes me sick. That statement alone she just made is enough justification for me to go beat the dog shit out of her. Unfortunately, she's out of the country now, but yeah, I hope she gets hit by a fucking bus.
When I was hearing about the children getting, shot and everything, I was a mess. I was just freaking teary-eyed. I look like hell, okay?
Newsflash, bitch. You still look like hell.
If I was a parent whose child has gotten killed or murdered, I wouldn't even care about my freaking makeup. Literally, I would be so effed up right now. My whole face would look like crap.
Did you really just say that? Did you just say that if your child was killed, you wouldn't care about your makeup? What the fuck?
These people look like absolute paid actors.
Somebody's been watching too much Alex Jones.
They're going to use this design thing to try to take away our guns.
Yep, straight out the Alex Jones playbook. If
it was a joke or if it was fake, then I have to say, good. I'm so happy those children did not die, because it would be even more horrible.
You know what? I've got a little message to everybody out there who claims that Sandy Hook is a false flag, or claims that 9/11, that a bunch of people didn't die, claims that no airplanes were used, claims all these stupid, weird-ass fucking conspiracies. Every one of you with one of these claims, take your proof take it to a judge, and in court address this shit. Until you have that proof, until you can go to a judge and present that fucking evidence, shut the fuck up.
If you believe that the earth is flat, the earth is flat. If you believe that the earth is round, the earth is round. That's how powerful your belief is. It doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong. You know, you are always right, and I've always told other people that would actually did not agree with my teachings. They say, oh, this is wrong, it's fraudulent, it's a scam. And I said, you know what, you're probably right, because if you believe that, then you're right. Then it is a fraud, then it is a scam. But if you know in your heart and you believe in your heart that what I teach is the way out of into freedom, then your belief is right. So no matter what, your belief is always right. Your belief is that freaking powerful.
No, sweetheart, it doesn't work that way. Your belief means nothing. It doesn't matter what the fuck you believe. Fact is what matters. Reality is what matters. Your fucking beliefs mean nothing. Also, I just want to point out that this is the third video that I've seen her drinking wine at 8 o'clock or prior to 8 o'clock in the morning. That would indicate a problem, would it not? Yeah, I think ultimately this is just a cop-out to explain away the accusations of her scams. I mean, she's clearly been busted scamming the shit out of people. I think this is just her way of coping with that. Her excuse for it.
This is Dr. Reverend Joanna Wells, and yes, I am loving this amazing experience. It's just so funny how I get a lot of people, by the way. They're like, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do for your career? And I'm just like, oh, I'm just a YouTuber. You know, YouTuber, travel the world, and we share our experiences. And that's pretty much it. And I actually get paid by YouTube. I haven't told you guys this, but I do get paid by YouTube.
Yeah, except the shitty amount of views your videos get do not explain the amount of money that it would take to go to Europe like you have been. However, your scams more than explain that shit away. And look, everybody knows we make money on YouTube. The vast majority of us do. Obviously, there are channels that are not monetized. But you're not fucking bringing a breaking story to the table. Everybody fucking knows YouTubers get paid ad revenue.
Hey, good morning, everybody out there. This is Dr. Reverend Joanna Johnston.
Well, hello, and good morning to you, too. Eat a dick.
I have a special announcement to make with you guys. I mean, I'm really freaking out right now, actually. Freaking out big time. Because what happened, I had a dream last night, and I posted it on all over Facebook about the Queen Mother.
About the what? Oh, look, I can't go through your fucking ridiculously long list of videos to find out what in the fuck you're on about. So you're gonna have to be a little more explanatory. Maybe tell us, you know, what the fuck a Queen Mother is?
She basically said, you all need to know the truth. You all need to know the truth. And it was even darker than her, okay? Deeper than her. Like, something even beyond her is controlling the whole, orchestrating everything.
Well, yeah, the Illuminati, right?
In the dream, she was dressed up in some type of garb, some ritual garb, and it had scaly, it looked scaly, like a scaly robe or something like that. And she was childlike. Maybe it was something that I saw in a dream where she was acting like a child. She was kind of a child, or when she was younger, like she wasn't really sure what was going on. It was like little glimpses of things about her. And she's walking down the hall and wearing one of those Vatican hats, you know, like the ones that's like a pine cone, and just walking down the hall. And it was a ritual, and she was surrounded by people that were of the Vatican.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't know, this is what batshit insane actually looks like. You're watching real time as a person spills out their insanity, so you won't see this every day. Take note of this. This is something that should stick with you the rest of your life.
I don't know.
No, we're not part of the reptilian families.
No,
Oh,
we're not
oh
part of the-
hell no. But our DNA is.
I know.
Our DNA is because.
Okay, you catch that? She's got her fucking kids believing this bullshit. That's a problem. That's fucked up. Oh my god, that's fucked up. What the fuck? And then she says, oh hell no, we're not part of the reptilian family. We just got their DNA. Bitch, that means we part of the reptilians. The fuck? You didn't go to high school? Shit.
We're literally being ran by draconians. I mean, even the police officers, some of them are. They showed a police officer like he was the head commander. He's a freaking draconian.
Anybody else read Dragonlance? Look, I guess I'm gonna close this off now. I don't have the time, and you don't want to watch every single video this bitch has. There's a lot. I guess in closing, I feel like there's 3 types of sovereign citizens. Type 1 is basically harmless. They believe all the sovereign citizen bullshit, but they don't really act on it. They don't do anything about it. They get on fucking YouTube and Facebook and forums and they drone on and on and on about sovereign citizen this, sovereign citizen that, and maybe they believe all of their stupid nonsense, but they don't act on it. So they're not really a problem, they're just a nuisance. And then you have the second type, which they act on it in multiple ways, and sometimes that leads to violence. For one, they fill the court system up with bogus paperwork. They file liens against other people's property. They're a general nuisance and a problem to society. But then when they feel like they're backed into a corner, they genuinely believe that they're in the right, they get violent and they kill people. And then there's the type like her. Now, I don't know if she genuinely believes all of this bullshit she's spreading, but she is definitely selling it to other people who do believe, and she's making a huge profit on it. These packages aren't 20 or 30 bucks. The smallest one is $500, and she's doing them all the time. She is a nuisance. She is probably not as bad as one that goes to the courthouse and shoots a judge, but she's pretty fucking bad either way. Anyhow, that's me done. Peace, fuckers. What's up, folks? Here's another impromptu video. So a little backstory here. I was this morning checking around for some information on another Sovereign Citizen video I'm intending to make, and I stumbled across a newsletter called the Indiana Lawyer, and they actually posted this article yesterday. I'm just gonna read it real quick and talk about it for a minute. A man who declared himself a sovereign citizen as a result of his Moorish heritage is in fact not a sovereign citizen who is exempt from taxes, the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals wrote. After declaring himself an Aboriginal Indigenous Moorish American, John Jones Bay filed a writ of mandamus, whatever in the fuck that is, in the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of Indiana, seeking to enjoin state and Marion County officials from taxing real estate he owns in the central Indiana county. Well, okay, hold on, let me just stop a minute and talk about the Moors. I haven't had to deal with Moors on my channel because I haven't made any videos talking about them, but they are a brand of sovereign who are African American or black. They're a brand of sovereigns who think that they were here before the Native Americans. So they are the only true sovereigns, that this is their country and we are invaders or whatever, that even the Native Americans are younger timeline-wise than they are. They're pretty fucking aggressive. I haven't had any dealings with them that weren't overly aggressive in nature. They don't really come and talk on my channel, like I said, because I don't do sovereign videos about them, or at least I haven't thus far. But I have dealt with them on other channels and comment sections. You know, standard fucking conspiracy theorist way of thinking, standard sovereign beliefs, only with their own particular, I guess, slant on it. All caps, yelling, name calling, the standard bullshit you expect from these types. Anyways, I guess I'll do a more in-depth, detailed video about them at a later date. But I'm not gonna fuck with it right now. Anyways, additionally, Bay, who called himself a sovereign citizen who can't be lawfully taxed in Indiana absent a contract, sought an $11.5 billion refund on the taxes he's already paid. So he's claiming he's paid $11.5 billion worth of taxes? Good grief. Judge Tanya Walton Pratt dismissed Bay's claim, as did the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals in unanimous opinion Friday. So, once again, sovereign citizen makes ridiculous claims. Once again, court system shoots them down. Judge Richard Posner, writing for the court, noted that the person who describes himself as a sovereign citizen by virtue of their Moorish roots are generally black people who belong to the Moorish Science Temple of America and who incorrectly claim to be descendants of the Moors of Northern Africa. The original purpose of MSTA, Posner wrote, was to claim government recognition and respect as full citizens rather than second-class descendants of slaves. Although the MSTA Central Office has clarified that the organization is not a movement for sovereign citizens or tax protests, Posner continued, sovereign citizen ideas appeal to many self-described Moors, who combine these ideas with Ali's teachings in an effort to reclaim and rewrite black history. Because of that ideology, some members of MSTA, including Bay, believe that the 18th century treaties with Morocco means the US government has no jurisdiction over its Moorish inhabitants. But Bay is a US citizen and therefore, unlike foreign diplomats, has no immunity to US law. Indeed, his suit is frivolous and therefore properly dismissed. He was lucky to be spared sanctions for filing such a suit. The case is John Jones Bay versus State of Indiana, 16-1589. See, this is where I guess I have a problem with it. I think the court system is too lenient. He's allowed to do what it essentially amounts to paperwork terrorism, file these claims, clog up the court system, spend taxpayers' money on these stupid fucking court proceedings, and what he did was against the law. This frivolous fucking claim. And then the court spared sanctions, meaning they didn't fine him, they didn't charge him, they didn't put him in jail. I think they should have put him in fucking jail. I think they should have put his ass in jail and stuck a huge fucking fine on his dumb ass, make him pay for all of the wages that taxpayer dollars paid for while he was fucking around in our court system. Anyhow, I guess I just wanted to share that with everyone. I'll put a link to this newsletter in the description of the video in case anybody's interested in going reading it. It's not that big of a deal. It just, I guess, enlightened me that I kind of need to make a video about these fuckers because they're absurd too. Anyhow, that's me getting done. Peace out, fuckers.
Hey, this is Jesus up in heaven. Just wanted to pop in and remind you to subscribe to Derp's channel. Well, what are you waiting for? Do it. Jesus out.
Hello, police. My name is Derp, or better known as Sir DerpieDoo, Esquire III. It is my attempt today to present you, our friendly neighborhood law enforcement officers, with training material pertaining to the growing concerns regarding the sovereign citizen movement. Now before we get started, I am aware that, as police officers, you are very accustomed to watching your training videos in VHS format, made in 1983 using actors who failed their casting cut for Saved by the Bell. But don't let the new high quality and stellar narration put you off. Give your eyes a moment to adjust to this more advanced medium, and you will soon see why it's far superior. In order to circumvent the effects of transitioning from shit VHS to high-definition streaming media, I will attempt to make you feel a little bit more at home within this new medium. And there we go. Nice and crappy. Now, as I said before, the training we will be discussing today is how to deal with a sovereign. As many of you are aware, the sovereign movement is not new, but it has made quite a sharp increase in terms of popularity thanks to Thanks to high quality video. Shit. Well, apparently the VHS era did have its pluses. Well, anyhow, first we will start with the things to look for when approaching the vehicle. Many Sovs will use homemade license plates. This is a big red flag. If you see a vehicle using a homemade license plate, just go on ahead and get your taser ready in advance. You will almost certainly be using it. And if possible, send me the body cam footage for science. Many will also cover all of the available real estate on the back of their car with anti-government propaganda stickers. A favorite is the "Don't Tread on Me" sticker, but anything that is anti-government is a red flag. It's important to note that the more stickers they have and the older the stickers are, the more inset they are in their backward beliefs, and the more likely it is you'll be making an arrest. But don't let the minimal amount of stickers fool you. More often than not, the newborn sovereign will be just as devoted to their mistaken theories as the old-timer. Some will even be more zealous in their actions, as they will often be new to the arrest procedure and genuinely believe that they have the magic get-out-of-jail ticket. Whereas the old-timers, while they resist, in many cases have had their run-ins with law enforcement before, and they know that you simply do not care what they say. They're going to jail regardless. Another important thing to note while approaching a vehicle that you suspect of being, quote, traveled in by a sovereign, is to be on guard. These clowns have in some cases become so twisted up in their warped beliefs that they will be so adamant and assured of their so-called rights, they will fight you, often to the death over them. Next, we'll take a look at some of the things they say and do during the stop. The first thing you can expect from a sovereign during a stop is for them to try and talk to you through a 90% rolled up window. They apparently believe that the window will offer them some form of barrier against tickets, citations, warnings, or arrest. They have taken to the belief that by rolling the window down only enough to shout through, they will be immune to any requests you make. Or something. Usually the best solution to this kind of behavior is to simply bust the window out. Of course, record it and upload it to YouTube as well for us all to see. Another sovereign tactic will be to cite law at you as if it were scripture. Keep in mind, these idiots have had, in many cases, spent years buying and reading false or misleading material, which has played into their already fucked up beliefs, and sometimes enhances them. They are adamant that they know the truth and you know nothing, in spite of it actually being your job and their hobby. The simplest solution when put in a situation where you are having to listen to this nonsense is to ignore them. Let them drone on a bit and then repeat your command. But the easiest road is not always the best. I suggest liberal use of the taser for all of our amusement. Now, the next stage in their diatribe of nonsense is to pull out a series of folders and sometimes even boxes full of their sovereign paperwork. They somehow are under the impression that if they provide you with these stacks of ridiculous homebrew laws, you will simply get in your car and leave. Well, sometimes it calms them a bit if you humor them, take a few pages and say, this is interesting, then hand it back and continue with your job. But again, this in the end really solves nothing. We suggest another liberal use of the taser. And last, we'll talk about how to respond to their seemingly insane behavior. Ultimately, there is really only one response which I find reasonable, and that, as I have stated before, is liberal use of the taser. You can either do this.
You're gonna break my window. Don't. I'll open my door. Don't. Ow! Asshole! What the hell? Get out of the car.
Surrounding the vehicle.
I am asking him for his supervisor. I am asking you for your supervisor.
I have been assaulted with a tase gun! Shit.
Get out, you're under arrest.
Get out, sir. You're under arrest.
You got anything? Step back.
And you're using.
Stop, please.
Or later, we all have to deal with this.
Witnesses recording it on their cell phones couldn't believe it. Listen for yourself. That's gunfire. A gunman in a silver SUV trying to drive through the front of the Forsyth County Courthouse north of Atlanta.
I heard pat, 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 maybe 3 to 4.
Look here, authorities say that orange smoke is smoke from grenades he dropped to stop police. They say the gunman was Dennis Marks, a self-described sovereign citizen who hated the government and was due in court Friday to answer drug and weapons charges. Police say he shot Deputy Daniel Rush, who was working outside, and the deputy shot back, a decision that saved everyone at the busy courthouse.
The officer that was shot has a fractured fibula and tibia in his right leg. Good deputy, saved several lives.
Police say Marks was carrying an assault rifle, tear gas, pepper spray, 2 handguns, a bomb, and flex ties that he planned to use to restrain people. They later found 4 explosive devices at his home. A whole team of deputies at the courthouse rushed to the scene of the shooting and opened fire. Marks was killed in the gunfight.
They shot the windows out of the car, and then the guy fell out on the ground.
Marks's hearing was over an arrest for alleged marijuana possession with intention to distribute. Last year, he filed a lawsuit against the sheriff's department, accusing deputies of illegal searches and using excessive force. The family of the injured deputy tells police they've received threats from social media from Marks's supporters.
So when you encounter a Sov, tase them, liberally, as often as you deem necessary. Then arrest them. You may even want to stop on the way to lockup and taser them once or twice more, just for good measure, or in case they start getting lippy with you on the trip. Now that you're equipped with this newfound knowledge, it's time to take to the streets and rid your peaceful communities of these dregs of society. And remember, liberal use of the taser is always a preferred method to shutting them up. Now have a good day and stay safe out there. Peace, fuckers. So here's the latest news in the Sovereign Fuckwit department. Apparently some twit named Thomas Benson, who has a tendency to file charges against the state and federal government because, well, he's a sovereign citizen and sovereign citizens are idiots. Anyhow, Benson faces 7 counts. They are 1 count each of offering a false instrument for filing or record, theft in the amount of $3,500 or more, interfering with a public officer, preventing or dissuading a person from testifying or producing evidence, bribing or intimidating witness to influence testimony, and 2 counts burglary. The judge issued a $500,000 arrest warrant, so yeah, that's a nice payday for the bounty hunters out there. The Review Journal reported in November that Benson sued for a 2-acre piece of property with a guest house and a 5,400 square foot main house, which he apparently decided he felt like he needed and the actual owner did not need, so, you know, sue them. Funny how a movement so firmly anti-law and anti-government is also so quick to jump on board when it means something in their favor. Around the time Benson sued for the spread, wooden barricades blocked the driveway and a no trespassing sign stood out front with the name and phone number of his partner in the lawsuit. Yeah, it's fairly important to do that when you sue somebody for their property. You know, block off the entrance to the property because reasons.
That's fucked up right there.
Since then, Benson has sued the newspaper and reporter Eli Segal, who wrote a story about him, and filed a cease and desist letter against Senior Deputy Attorney General Jason Gunnell, the lead prosecutor in the criminal case against him. So, let that soak in a moment. The reporter wrote an article on him, so he sued him. The attorney prosecuted him, so he filed a cease and desist order. Yeah, that just happened. He has a civil trespass lawsuit filed against the city of Las Vegas, Clark County, Nevada, the Metro Police Department, the FBI, and a few others. In this case, he's asking for $5.4 million for basically bothering him. Hey, don't interrupt me while I'm being a fucking idiot. You owe me $5 million. The newspaper reported he was a sovereign citizen. He says in court that he's not a person. His proof of life, quote unquote, was apparently some blue footprints. His claim against the newspaper is that he, quote, never claimed to be a sovereign citizen. Instead, he identifies as a People of Nevada and a sworn CUSA marshal. Whatever the fuck that actually is. He's also been charged at least twice in the past over fraudulent checks. Metro has accused Benson more than once of being a sovereign. A detective investigating a bogus $18,000 check signed by Benson reported in 2013 that he was recognized from other investigations and believed to subscribe to sovereign ideology. Anyhow, so yeah, the sovereigns are still out there, still doing monumentally stupid shit because they're, you know, better than us and stuff. So, anyways, peace, fuckers.
Hey, this is Jesus, up in heaven. Just wanted to pop in and remind you to subscribe to Derp's channel. Well, what are you waiting for? Do it. Jesus out.
So it's time to take another look at the goings-on within the sovereign world of retarded, crazy fuckwits. First, we have my man Sinzo Green. The fuck? So anyways, nice looking chap, right? So apparently, while running from police in his SUV, he apparently tossed loads of weed out the window during the chase. Once finally stopping, he calmly informed the officers they had no right to arrest him as he did not fall under their jurisdiction, and that he was a sovereign citizen, so no one has the authority to arrest him. His charges are possession of marijuana with intention to distribute, possession of cocaine, driving with a suspended license, failure to return a suspended license, 2 counts of littering, the bags of weed, and criminal retardedness. After chucking the weed out the window, he apparently stopped at a convenience store like, "What? Why you fucking with me?" One deputy is quoted saying, "I really should have just shot him." Okay, not really. No one said that. Except me. But next, and holy shit, is this one fucked. Sovereign doctor, except, yeah, he's not really a doctor, Rick Van Thiel. Apparently, a few years ago, this completely normal and not creepy looking in any way man from Nevada was arrested for, well, doctoring on folks in his trailer. And if that wasn't creepy enough, doctoring is not the only profession he practices from this trailer. He also dabbled a little in professional porn starring, professional male escorting, and professional sex toy inventing, all from his trailer ER. His doctoring included natural remedies and surgeries, including abortions, castrations, root canals, circumcisions, and cancer treatment. Nevada has him, or had him, up on 30 charges, scheduled for a 2018 trial. However, last week, he decided to practice one last time and cured his body of the affliction of life. He hung himself in jail. And the creepy gets creepier, it turns out. He learned his procedures through YouTube. As we already know, sovereigns who are well versed in the use of YouTube will consider themselves an expert on law, history, so on and so forth. But apparently that applies to medicine as well now. Apparently he's performed at least one of his procedures in the nude, and he uploaded at least one surgery to YouTube. Neither of which am I particularly interested in seeing or adding to my video. If these videos still exist, you're free to search them up on your own. Enjoy. Here's a link to one of his glorious professional-made websites, for the lulz. I noticed that you can pay for your pseudo-surgery via Bitcoin, gold, silver, arms, skilled labor, medical supplies, or other commodities that we find value in. But let's be fair, he would likely accept handjobs, 5-gallon buckets of pennies, or rubber chickens as well. You know he would. He had a disclaimer on his site stating, "Notice, for the purposes of this website, the term doctor or Dr. Rick is a name and not intended to infer state sanction or Rockefeller drug-pushing training," which apparently the police neglected to read as they arrested him in 2015 after neighbors reported odd goings-on over at his place and strangers in the neighborhood asking, "Where's the doctor's house?" In a 2015 interview, he stated that he knew exactly what he was doing because he trained himself to do lots of procedures on YouTube. Now, if that was not truly psychotic or batshit enough for you, I'm gonna end this with a video of a walkthrough of his practice. His ER, or his trailer, or whatever this fucking nightmare is. Local news television station did a bit of a walkthrough, and I'm gonna leave you with that video. So, enjoy. Peace, fuckers.
Hey, this is Jesus, up in heaven. Just wanted to pop in and remind you to subscribe to Derp's channel. Well, what are you waiting for? Do it. Jesus out.
So we got a little more Sovereign news, for those who care. First up, according to Officer Derek Smith of the Lawrence Police Department, a man was pulled over Sunday around 11:15 p.m. This man, who had multiple warrants for his arrest, was a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen. The man resisted arrest, holding onto the steering wheel of the vehicle and refusing to exit after being told to do so multiple times. I bet he also refused to roll down his window. Officers then physically removed the suspect from the vehicle and took him into custody. The man received small cuts to his forehead and some scratches on his body during the incident and declined medical treatment. The man arrested in the incident, according to jail and court records, was charged Monday with failing to have vehicle registration and driving without a license. Which is, not particularly exciting so far, right? Typical sovereign nonsense. Well, then we got this. Kelseyville, California. I think that's Kelseyville. I don't know how to fucking say these weird-ass names. A Lake County man who fired his rifle at law enforcement and highway workers was apprehended Monday after a 6-hour manhunt. 43-year-old Joshua Brown, known as Buck, because of course he was apparently enraged about a driveway dispute. Because of course he was. In May, he lost a court case and was ordered to share his driveway with another landowner, so he dumped concrete and metal debris on it and carved out a new one. Because of course he did. The dirt easement he constructed onto the highway was illegal, and Monday morning, Caltrans crews arrived to remove it. But no sooner had they placed their K-rail barrier across it, Brown came running down his road yelling at the workers with what looked like a gun in his hands. Quote, after shooting at us, he went back and got his pickup truck, and got his rifle and shot off a couple rounds at the highway patrol sitting right at the end of the driveway. Roadblocks were set up when Brown took off running, at one point firing 3 shots toward arriving sheriff deputies and state park officers. SWAT from 3 counties swarmed the area, and a few dozen households in the vicinity were warned to lock themselves inside or leave while Brown was roaming. See? This is why we hate you. Any sovereigns who decide to come along and watch my videos and then comment your retarded nonsense. This is why we hate you. Not only are you a laughable joke to the entire rational world, but you let your stupid ass ideas get the better of you and this kind of shit takes place. We don't hate you because you're idiots. There are plenty of idiots out there that we don't hate. We hate you because you're loudmouthed, self-righteous idiots and you have a propensity to shoot people who don't agree with your backward way of thinking. Another quote here, we got some information that he's got underground bunkers or storage containers buried underground. Because fucking of course he does. Another quote, he's always got some kind of protest thing going on. There's signs all over his fences and we've all been watching it when we pass by here. For years, always something new's going on, unquote. A professional activist. Like many other sovereigns, he always has some kind of grievance with the establishment. Okay, and the last bit. So, you remember our old friend Thomas Benson from this video? Yeah, well, he's back. Now he's filing bogus court orders against a Las Vegas detective. A Clark County grand jury on Thursday charged Benson and Marina Clove, who is listed as a Superior Court judge, in at least some of their retarded paperwork, with 2 counts of interfering with a public officer, 2 counts of preventing or dissuading a person from testifying or producing evidence, and 2 counts of bribing or intimidating a witness to influence testimony. According to the incident, the defendants filed papers in federal court in April that said the Las Vegas detective Kenneth Meade, the lead detective in a criminal case pending against Benson, had been held in contempt by the, quote, Superior Court of the United States of America Continental, and that Meade had been fined $500 for his work on the case. The defendants in May also filed ruling and judgment that, among other things, ordered Meade to pay a $50,000 fine. Nevada Attorney General Adam Laxalat. God, what the fuck is up with these names? Why can't people just use like normal goddamn names like fucking Jones? That's your fucking name now, dude. Your name is Jones. Adam Jones' office, which has said in court papers that Benson poses a threat of both physical violence and economic harm. Benson has said in court papers that he is not a U.S. person, but he is a sworn Continental United States of America Marshal. He also filed several orders this year from a non-existent court. You see, this is my point. This is why I started making these Sovereign Citizen videos. It's not just to make fun of the community, but to try and show what these people are, and that they're not only absurdly silly, but in many cases dangerous. And at the very least, a burden on our tax dollars. I'm going to use a little sovereign mentality here, so bear with me. I have always paid taxes, both federal and state, which means my money has contributed to the creation of roads in states that I have lived in, and I have always had a tag on my vehicles, a legally paid for tag and registration, which means I have paid with my money to build and maintain these roads, which by all retard rights means I own them. And if you decide to drive on these roads without registration, you are using my property without my consent. Thereby you owe me. I hereby formally and publicly charge all sovereign citizens who have ever used a motor vehicle without state-recognized registration and tags with unlawful use and abuse of my property. You are hereby fined $11.6 billion, each and every one, payable by cash, money order, gold, silver, Bitcoin, or other valuable service or skills. Naturally, a payment plan can be established for as low as $12,000 a month if you lack the initial $11.6 billion. Alright, peace fuckers. There are 2 types of sovereign citizen in the world. The guru, who sells fraud, uploads informative videos, does seminars and online classes, of course for a fee, and basically fleeces the morons of the community for everything they're worth. Which generally isn't very much. And then there are the morons of the community that make up the majority of its population. These are the idiots who bite hook, line, and sinker into the guru's nonsense, and more often than not, wind up in jail for it. Now, the rest of the world basically hates both segments of this community, but the ones I hate most are the ones like Dennis Dwayne Van, who was pulled over in Minnesota for a revoked license. Naturally, he told officers he didn't need a license because he's an idiot. I mean, a free citizen. And then there was a bit of a standoff for the next 4 hours. I've not found any video of this yet, but if you've seen one Sov video, you've basically seen them all. Then the police spotted what they suspected as an improvised explosive device, in the shape of a pig, with the words "fuck the police" scrawled on the side, which I'm going to assume was done in crayon. Van allegedly stated, "A couple of cops are gonna die" during the incident. Refusing to come out of the RV, the police finally got tired of fucking around with him and his dumb ass, so they popped a few chemical rounds in with him. And then they deployed a robot to, quote, take apart the vehicle, something I very much would have liked to have seen. On top of his revoked license, he also had a child support warrant, and several felonies including making threats of violence and reckless disregard and fleeing police. There's no telling what kind of charges he's going to get regarding the pig bomb. In closing, though, this is why sovereign citizens are such a fucking problem. It's not because they're stupid. It's legal to be stupid. There's no problem being stupid. A huge swath of the American population is in fact quite stupid. The problem is when their stupidity provokes them to do violence on other people, namely law enforcement or city officials, state officials, federal officials. Just because you're a dumbass and you don't like the world you live in, or you perceive the government in some fashion that it is or is not, does not give you the right to kill people. This is why we hate you. All of the sovereign citizens that come to my videos and comment your stupid retarded shit, this is why we hate you. We don't hate you because you're stupid. We don't hate you because you believe some weird ass conspiracy theory. We don't hate you because you comment incessantly and won't shut the fuck up. We hate you because you try to kill people. Look, I'm not gonna lie. Sovereign news has been really dry lately. Now that's not to say that they're not still being retarded. In fact, I think the opposite is the case. I think there are more and more of them now than ever. But I think it's being reported on to a lesser degree because, as far as the news is concerned, it's not really that interesting story anymore. It's an old cookie. And while they are still being reported in the news, they're not reported with as much enthusiasm as they were in the past. As a result, they're harder to find. So if you know any local stories to you, or any news stories at all really, concerning some knobhead sovereign citizen, throw it my way. You can message me here in the comment sections of the video, on Twitter, on Facebook, or in my Discord server, which I personally prefer because it's literally open 24 hours a day, and I always check on it. And the link is in the description for all of that nonsense. So anyhow, here we go. Since the news article I found this story on didn't have any images, I was forced into a corner. I had to make my own image based on my expert opinion of what I thought best represented the subject in question. Okay, so this is published February 3rd, 2019, or at least this article is. I did find this article later, but I'll get into that in a little bit. Prosecutors say that Blood's gang member, who claims to be a sovereign citizen, has been convicted of biting off the end of a Tennessee police officer's thumb. 30-year-old Alexander Ray Johnson was stopped for speeding and having a fake license plate, which is all standard sovereign citizen affair, except that this said Sovereign Hebrew Israelite, which I found particularly interesting since the foundational core of the sovereign citizen belief structure is completely founded on racism and anti-Semitism. So that's worth noting that, you know, he claims to be that. It never ceases to amaze me when I see a sovereign citizen Moor or a black man or woman trying to perpetrate or buy into these beliefs, which are very clearly founded in racism and hatred for them. But now apparently this one fancies himself a Jew, which not only sovereign citizens, but the conspiracy community at large never really cared that much for. Okay, so anyways, I literally just Googled his name and I did find a better article with images, so I guess this one can go. You can see this. Now does this look like an Israelite? I mean, not to get all sensitive, but come on. Anyhow, Emmanuel here is convicted of 2 counts of assault and 1 count of aggravated assault, and the prosecutor is going to be asking for the maximum sentence the judge can award, citing his status as a member of the Bloods gang, which, personally, I hope involves him having his thumb bit off, preferably using his own mouth. So, there you have it. Blood, sovereign citizen Jew who's black. Sovs never cease to amaze. Peace, fuckers. Oh, hey. Huh. Long time no see. So, hi? Okay, so 1 or 2 people may or may not have noticed that I've not made a video in like a year or something. So I have a lot of trivial excuses, but what it really boils down to is a lack of motivation. Between YouTube basically killing my channel by not promoting and pulling ads from almost all my videos, I've just not had much of a desire to make content for the platform. Between that and the absolute cancer that is my content, and by that I mean making fun of people who are too terminally stupid to know they're being made fun of, it's become kind of hard to make a video. But I need to do something. I need to take the channel somewhere, for fuck's sakes. I didn't work this hard just to throw in the towel. Oh, well, I mean, I kinda did exactly that, but whatever, semantics. Anyhow, we only have one news article that's really worth talking about. And then there's this side story by Alex Jones, who is, as far as I'm aware, not a sovereign citizen, but I don't know. I guess if it would help him sell more dick pills or whatever, he would join their ranks. Anyways, this was posted February 14th. A man who fancies himself a sovereign citizen had sex with daughter's 15-year-old babysitter, cops say. Joseph Sizemore of Chandler, Arizona, was arrested leaving the drugstore where he allegedly bought the morning after pill for his victim. Okay, now before we go any further, I just want to take a moment. I have a question. Okay, so, shocking, I'm not female. I don't have the foggiest of idea how the female brain works, so I'm gonna need some help here. Who, age 15 or 115, sees this muffin man and thinks, oh, fuck, I'm having that. I mean, okay, I'm male, and even I see him and get a little bit concerned about the contents of my drink. Surely the female brain, even that of a 15-year-old, would look at him and think, no thanks. I'm good. No super herpes, thanks. Leave a comment. Do you see this guy and get all weak in the knees? And is that even a thing, weak in the knees? Anyways, Joseph Peter Sizemore, 41, has been arrested and charged with multiple counts of sexual conduct with a minor, according to Chandler Police Department. Police nabbed him as he was walking out of a drugstore after allegedly buying the morning after pill for his victim. His first sexual act with the girl allegedly took place in November, and since then about 20 sexual encounters occurred, police say. So this happened 20 times. I mean, later in the article, the police state that there was potentially some grooming going on, but unless this dude literally said smash or die, I can't see any self-respecting person willing to, well, smash. He allegedly also asked the victim to wear some of his clothes as pajamas so he could smell her later, because of course he did. Anyways, during his arraignment, reported by local outlet News 12, he touched his face as the judge described the alleged sexual abuse. He also told the judge that he was under the impression there was only one count when he was arrested. Well, there's not. There's 12 counts, she replied. He also said that there was no way of getting any bond whatsoever, as, quote, I have no family here. The judge did not seem impressed and instead repeated his bond amount. So, yeah. That's a thing. Swamp Thing here managed to reproduce once, and then potentially a second time with a 15-year-old. There's not really anything super special about this case outside of him stating that he was a sovereign citizen. He apparently didn't perform any sovereign citizen mental gymnastics, or, if he did, it wasn't reported. Maybe we'll see more of him in the future. Who knows? And in unrelated news, apparently a Connecticut judge orders the deposition of Alex Jones in the Sandy Hook defamation case. So not only are the Sandy Hook family suing his cancerous ass, but they're also making some headway on it, so good on them. What's up again, people? So, we got some more news on the dipshit front. I know everybody's just dying to hear about how retarded our fellow humans can be, right? Well, let's just jump right into this. First up, we got this dense fucker in Conyers, Georgia, claiming to be a sovereign citizen. He apparently decided that it was in his best interest to own a PlayStation, but not so much in his best interest to pay for it. So, off he heads to the local GameStop. He tells the clerk that he wants to buy a PS4 because he's too retarded to operate a PC. And then he leaps over the counter, grabs the PlayStation, overpowers the clerk, who was likely far more shocked than you and I are right now, and then busts out the door. Now, being the complete moron that he is, he didn't take into account that a business might actually have telephones and security cameras. And, as you would expect, this one did. So the clerk, naturally, calls the police. The police naturally review the security footage, and then they track the suspect down, where he lives. With his mommy, hiding in the basement. The police found piles of sovereign citizen documents in his little green hoopty of a car and decided that the car, the documents, the PS4, and the suspect all needed to come with them, which is where he sits now. I personally like to think that the police kept the PlayStation as well, for evidence. Now next up, we've got Gavin Seams, I don't know, you say it however the fuck you want. I'm done with names. Anyhow, this guy is actually kind of big in the retarded dipshit community. He does YouTube, Facebook, he has a website, I'm sure he has a Twitter account as well, and all of which he tries to rally the people to stand up against the police, which he refers to as goons. Anyhow, last week, Gavin Syme, whatever, was at Walmart, and he saw a police officer talking to a woman in another vehicle. Naturally, he assumed this was some sort of egregious harassment taking place, and would not stand for it. So, he started filming the event. Unfortunately, there's no video of the arrest. The police took his phone, but there is a video he uploaded a few hours after being released where he is actually asking subscribers to call the police and ask them to return his cell phone and drop the charges, which is kinda dirty.
So I just got out of jail a few hours ago, guys. I got arrested here in Ephrata by one of the local goons, one of the gooniest of the local goons, Officer Pat Kennedy. All right, and Officer Pat Kennedy arrested me for filming him today. Now, this is the same officer. You guys remember the video from a week or so ago where I called out one of the crooked little bullies? This is the officer that runs around town. He's known for harassing and collecting. He's not actually known for helping people. He's known for being the guy that harasses everyone, that writes people up for petty things, that takes them to jail for petty things.
Anyhow, he's filmed this officer before as he harassed him. He pulled the officer over in order to, quote, observe him, and then became a belligerent fuck, as is standard with most sovereigns. Naturally, he uploaded the encounter to YouTube with the title, Gav dresses down this bully cop on the street.
I just pulled it behind this officer. He pulls out this, he turns his light back straight into my eyes. Kennedy! Kennedy! Just to spite me, puts the light straight in my eyes.
Can I help you, sir?
Is that Kennedy?
Yes.
Hey.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I was just stopping to observe. When I stop to observe, you do not shine a light in my eyes.
Okay, can you wait over by your car, please?
No, I'm good.
Yes, you can wait over by your car.
I am perfectly legal here on the sidewalk. It's fine.
No,
I'm staying at a safe distance. No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Why'd you shine that light in my eyes when I stepped up behind you?
Sir, take your hand in your pocket for me, please.
Why'd you shine the light in my eyes?
Because I don't know who it is behind you.
You knew exactly who it was, and you intentionally shined the light in my eyes.
Tonight, sir?
I just want to know why you would shine a spotlight directly into my eyes. No, it's not for your safety. It was to cause trouble and to try and exercise. I'm telling you, when I pull in behind you, I was at a safe distance. I was observing. You do not shine your light in my eyes. Do I make myself clear?
Sir, do you have a complaint?
Punks, that's what we're dealing with here. But here's the thing, and we've seen this in Ephrata in particular. I frequently take things like this on, and I wish more people would. It's not about any one issue.
Anyhow, during the recent event, he told the cop to stop harassing the woman and stop blocking the road. In true suck-my-dick fashion, the cop ignored him, finished his traffic stop, and then promptly turned around and arrested Gavin for obstruction and harassment. Now this guy is a true fucktard. He's been caught up in a pile of other brave acts of crippling stupidity, such as fighting with veterans over an upside-down flag that he had at that Bundy shit show a while back.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
I would appreciate it,
Sir.
if you would take this down.
Sir, do you know why?
Now.
Do you know why it's upside down, sir?
Now!
Calm down,
It does
sir.
not matter why it is upside down.
Because the nation is upside down.
It does not belong upside down. I did not spend 6 years of my life defending this son of a gun for
Sir,
you to stand here with it upside
If you want,
down.
then turn the nation right side up and honor your oath.
I voted to do so.
Your vote is
And
not what
that
your oath
is
told you
what
to
it's
do,
about.
sir.
Not you standing here with my flag and your flag upside down.
Release the flag,
That
sir.
is- no,
Sir.
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 I will not until you treat it with respect.
Release the flag. Let go. Sir, you're
Sir,
being very
ma'am?
violent. Kelly,
You
Kelly,
don't
step
need-
back.
you don't- Yes, ma'am, I did fight. I spent 6 years in the
Hey.
Marine Corps and 3 of them in Vietnam.
Sir, sir.
Your God is not proper.
Sir, please stop.
No, sir, I will not stop.
Let me explain why the flag's upside down. Let's have a conversation.
Sir, the flag does not belong upside down.
It's in the flag
any
code.
conversation.
It is in the flag code, sir.
No, sir, it is not.
Yes, it is. Would you care to look it up? It's in the flag
do not
code
need
as a sign of distress, sir.
No, sir.
Sir, you're disrespecting this flag.
Hey, sir.
Sir, no, you're not taking our flag. Sir,
That would be stealing.
it's not happening.
Sir, I'm Tony Shelton. I'm a Navy veteran, sir. Hold on. Yes, sir. Your flag does not
Sir.
belong upside down either. Listen. Your flag does not belong upside down either. We want to. Evidently, you did not see your brothers die. We love this country. Then turn it the right way up and show respect.
You have to turn the
You
nation
have
right
the
side
right
up
for your
first.
signs,
Can I show you something?
for your tape on your mouth,
Can I show you
for your signs, but do
Let's
not
get those handcuffs
disrespect
off you
my
right now.
flag with it upside down.
Can I show you something?
We have the right to do this too.
No, sir, you do not.
For our right to turn this any direction we wanted. That's what you fought for. That was
No,
the
sir,
first
no,
one.
ma'am, it is not.
When you want a dictatorship and you
When
don't
my
want to
flag is shown respect that it is due, then I will show respect for your cause.
Sir,
property. This is our
sir,
property, sir.
you disrespect your fallen brothers by denying the
Sir,
Constitution.
you are a
disrespect
liar.
this country. You disrespect our
you
founding
are a
fathers
liar.
that bled for this
Sir,
liberty.
you are a liar.
You took my property. Give me my
Let the flag go. You're
That's
not.
not your flag.
Life,
Not if you disrespect
liberty,
it like
Sir,
this. It
honor
is
the
not your
Constitution.
flag.
Yeah, let's talk to Tony. Tony's a veteran.
Please let go of my flag.
Sir, I appreciate
Sir, please turn your flag upside down if you are a
You want a
veteran.
dictatorship. Please let go of my flag, sir. Please
You
let go
take
of
the
my
pole,
flag.
and I will get the flag.
Disrespecting the flag by holding
Take the
it
pole.
up, trying to
Does
get
you having it upside down showing disrespect to that flag?
Sir, let go of the flag, please.
No, sir.
Please.
Not until you turn it the right way up. Then I will respect what you're out here
Please
trying
let go
to
of the
do.
flag.
respecting
It's not your property.
respect anybody right now, sir.
I'm gonna give it to you. We love this country.
How about putting this
We're a
flag up
nation
right
in distress,
and
sir.
show your love for your country
Show
that
the
you
love
fought
for the
for?
prisoners.
We're showing we love because
We
we're
have
fighting to
patriots
keep.
No,
in
sir.
prison
No, sir.
right
You
now.
are not showing your love
We have
by
patriots
turning this
in
flag
prison
upside
right
down.
now. Get out there and fight with us. Stand with us for
Young
our war
lady,
heroes.
I will support your
Prison,
side
prof.
and your cause when you
our
quit
prisoners said
disrespecting my
today-
flag.
Our
not
heroes who
about the
fought
flag.
today in prison.
Oh, yes,
said-
it
It's
is,
about
buddy.
freedom, sir.
This flag
Did you fight?
represents everything I fought for.
And everything you fought
Freedom.
for is gone. That's
No,
why the
sir.
flag is upside
No,
down.
sir.
Go to
It
the
is
prison.
not
Go to
gone.
the prisons and look at your fallen brothers that are in the prisons. This morning I visited and they said our freedoms are gone. I've been denied bail, speedy trial. They're sexually assaulting me. They said to me today, turn our flag upside down because we fought for
Young
it to be
lady, what
upside
did the
down.
young man do that caused him to get it?
He defended the Constitution.
For what?
It
How?
doesn't matter.
From
You
violation.
defended
It
the
matters.
Constitution.
Honor
It
your
does.
oath.
This flag
sir,
stands
wanted-
for law and due process.
It doesn't.
perhaps.
We don't have law and
Yeah,
due process.
oh, yes, we do.
Go to the
No,
prisons
we
and
do
tell
not.
Oh, yes, we do.
Sir,
to the
your
prisons and
ignorance
tell
of
me
the
that.
fact that this nation has fallen won't change it.
No, sir.
People are being
Pardon?
raped in prison and you're out here fighting for a flag.
Yeah, do you defend?
There is no one being tortured and raped.
Ammon
who does
Bundy
not
was
deserve
just
it to be
tortured.
so.
Oh my goodness.
Are you serious?
Are you kidding me right now?
No, ma'am.
Do you know how many women are delivering in prisons and babies are dying because nobody is listening to their cry for help? This is respect.
Do you realize that those
This is
women that are in prison are there because they went before a court and had due process
No, they
of
did
law
not. There
is
and
no
were
due
found by
process.
their peers to be guilty
That
of
is
their
a lie.
crime?
Have you ever been on trial, sir?
Yes, sir. I sure have.
When was that?
Huh? When was
How
that?
long ago was that?
That was in 1975.
A lot has
You
changed
fought-
since then,
you
sir.
fought
Oh,
to
no,
steal?
sir. It hasn't.
You fought to steal from people? Is that what you fought for?
No,
Give me
ma'am.
my
I'm not
flag.
taking this flag.
Give me my
But I
flag.
want it turned back
Give
the
me my
right way
flag.
that it belongs.
Give me my flag. You're fighting a woman. Give me my flag. My
I am
father
not
fought for
fighting
this
you.
too. Let go of my flag now. You're stealing.
Your father would be
You're
very disappointed in you
from
right
me.
now.
You're stealing from me, sir.
Because you're flying the flag
You're
that he fought for,
stealing from me.
and the
You're
line
a
that he
thief.
fought for, you're
Okay.
You're a
disrespecting
thief.
by flying
You're
this
a
upside
thief.
down.
You're a thief right now.
Mr. Shelton
No,
offered.
ma'am, I'm not a
You are
thief.
a thief. This doesn't belong to you. You're a thief.
Mr. Shelton
You are a
offered
thief.
to purchase the flag for you, but the first thing you will do is you will let go of the woman's property. Do you understand?
No, sir, I will not.
You're a
Not
thief.
until this flag
You're
is
a
turned the
coward
proper
and a
way.
You will
upright.
release
You're a
the woman's
coward
property.
and a thief.
Not
I'm
until
going to
this
count
flag
to
is
10.
turned
You're a
upside-
coward
One.
and a thief. You're a coward.
2.
And a freaking
You're
thief.
touching me,
Now,
sir.
you
Please
can't
don't touch
I'm
me.
not trying to touch you.
You're pushing into me, so please don't do
I'm
that.
handcuff you to me, sir.
Giving you that flag.
He's offered to fix it, but you need to release the flag first
Right now, I'm gonna handcuff him to me.
and the property.
Please feel free to do so.
Bring me the key. I want to see the
Please feel free to do so. Because when you do it, that's false imprisonment, young lady. And guess
False
what happened?
imprisonment?
Yes, ma'am. False imprisonment.
You are imprisoned us right now.
No,
You have
ma'am.
imprisoned us.
No, ma'am. You can let go of that right now.
Filing a citizen's arrest for you stealing her property.
And it's all
I'm
being
not stealing
filmed.
her property. Her property's still
Hands
here.
are on her property when she asked you to take them off. Her property without removing them from her.
We're trying to show just dignity and respect to you, so do the same
Are you
to
gonna let
us.
go of my property?
No, ma'am. I sure am not.
You're a coward.
There you go.
You're a coward and a thief.
There you go.
You fought for a treasonous
Faith,
nation. You're a coward and a thief. That's what you
Ma'am,
are
I
right
disagree
now.
with you on that.
Let go of the flag, sir.
No, sir.
Please, sir.
No, sir. When you turn it up the proper way, I will let go of it.
Here, just go, sir. Okay, I'll tell you what. If you let go of it, I'll set it down over there and we'll talk about it, so we can have a sane
No, sir.
conversation.
He's a
No,
thief.
sir. I can talk to you right here just like
He's a
this.
thief and a
Just
coward.
as well as
Release the
we
flag.
go.
He's
It's
a
not your
thief and a
property, sir.
coward.
No, sir. This flag goes up the proper way, and I will respect
Okay, you know what? You know what? We're going to
your,
let you commit theft. We're
you've
going
been
to let
trying
you
to
commit
keep
theft.
time.
I'm going to allow you to commit theft because we're Christians and we're going to turn the other
There we
cheek.
go. And then we're
So
gonna
you can commit
report
theft,
him
go
for
home,
theft.
and you can read your Constitution and you can realize that you're betraying this country, you're betraying your oath,
Look
and you're
up
betraying those
code.
who died for you. So
American
take your
code
flag,
says to turn it
drape
upside
over
down when
yourself.
we're in distress. You're a
Drape
coward.
that flag
You
over
don't even know the
and take
code.
it home, and I hope that you are proud, sir,
Coward.
of your theft.
You're a coward. You don't
No,
even know
ma'am.
the code of your own nation.
No, ma'am.
You're
I am
in
not a
distress,
coward.
and it says to turn it upside down. You are a coward.
God is
No,
up
ma'am.
there crying
You're a
about what
coward.
you've done. God is up there crying and knowing that.
We can get a new flag.
God does not have the respect.
You
right
show
now
the greatest
for you.
disrespect,
For
sir, to
you.
this
You
flag.
have no respect.
I beg your pardon, ma'am. I have the
probably
greatest respect
25
in the
years
world.
young. I'm probably 40 years younger than you. I have
Sir.
more respect
You're in
and
a
more
state
common
that's
sense.
93% owned by the federal government, and you want to hang that in the right direction. Our founders would be ashamed of you.
Wrong, ma'am.
93% of the state is owned by the federal
state is
government.
owned
Our
by
founding
BLM.
fathers fought and died that would never happen again. You serve the king in this state, and that's exactly
ma'am.
why you're so offended by a piece of cloth being turned the right direction.
Take the flag
No,
that you
ma'am.
stole. Take the property that you stole and
I
leave.
told you, I don't want to steal the
You
flag.
already stole
I
it,
want
sir.
it
You are
turned the
already
proper
you have already
way
committed the
up.
crime. The crime is already committed. You violated the First Amendment. You violated the statute on theft. You've assaulted. You violated your oath, and you have shamed your fallen brothers. Now go home and think about that, and maybe next time you come back, you will act like the elderly gentleman you should be instead of like a 2-year-old.
No, sir.
We're done. We're done talking about it. We've turned the other cheek. We're done. I'm not gonna play the game. Everyone sees now what you've done, sir. Everyone sees your behavior and your heart.
If I come back again, maybe you can back, and that flag is upside down, I will tear your flag up.
You will not.
Do you understand?
I hope when you come back, you'll stand with us.
I told you, I will honor your prison for profit and human trafficking stuff
You're telling
every day.
Hold on, sir. So
Every
you're telling
day.
me that having this
flag
upside down and
upside
hanging
down
it half
is
staff.
We
disrespecting
honor
my
the suffering by flying this flag upside
Wrong.
down.
You honor nothing by flying it upside down.
You do not understand the words you speak, sir.
disrespect this country
You lack
and
wisdom,
everything it stands
and you lack
for.
an understanding of what our founding fathers fought
Can you
for.
tell me what is one thing that's wrong with this country?
What is wrong with this
Yes, sir,
country?
one thing.
Liberals like all these young people right here
Well, first
that
of all,
will
I'm
not
liberals.
vote
I'm not a
and
liberal.
do what is proper.
This woman across the street is my wife, and she was the Republican representative for District 10 in the state of
Yes,
Nevada.
ma'am. And she has, yes, sir. She has her flag up in the proper direction.
She's only because she's got that particular flag.
She doesn't want to get pummeled by cowards.
She doesn't want to be attacked by veterans dishonoring their oaths, sir.
Right over here, right now. Life, liberty, and property is what you fought for, and you fought for a cause you won't even defend. Life, liberty, property.
You know, I can't even watch this anymore. There's like roughly 6 more minutes of video here, 5 minutes, 17 seconds. And I'm fucking furious. I would not have been able to contain myself like this dude did. I feel certain that I would be in prison right now had I been the one to stumble up on these fuckers. I'm physically enduring rage right now. I am fucking furious. That dude holding the camera, I would have beat the dog shit out of him the other dude, the Navy guy with the upside down flag, I wouldn't have even given him the opportunity to cry like a little bitch. I would have beat the dog shit out of him as well. And those fucking women that are there all up in his face, that shit. Calm down. Women do this shit, behave that way, because there's a social stigma against beating the dog fuck out of them as well. But I don't necessarily have that stigma. I probably would have beat the dog shit out of them as well. Say what the fuck you like about it, it's irrelevant. They would have outnumbered me. I would have, had it become physical, I would have shot these fuckers. I would not have thought twice about it, and I would be in fucking jail now. Anyways, let's get back on with it. He's basically just another idiot on the web, who I believe genuinely thinks the ignorant shit that he believes is real. And as is to be expected, he monetizes everything. And then lastly we have Sharon Phillips. In 2014, she was convicted on 10 counts of retaliation against federal officials. Since then, she's apparently tried to appeal or whatever. Well, it turns out it didn't work. A federal judge affirmed her conviction. She apparently filed over $100 billion worth of bogus liens against judges, a prosecutor, and other law enforcers in Chicago in order to avenge her brother's drug conviction. The Chicago Daily Law Bulletin reports that the judge found she missed her deadline to challenge her conviction and 7-year prison sentence. But even if she had filed the paperwork on time, he would not have overturned it. And what we have here is the look of a woman who just realized that being a complete and total fucktard can sometimes become quite costly. And that's about it for today. Peace, fuckers.
'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my